I am having an affair, a beauty affair. On my journey through slowing down the effects of aging, I am jumping into rabbit holes and blasting my way back out with knowledge that I want to share with you. Come follow my journey, learn with me, and let's get younger together. Hello, beauties. Welcome to Beauty Affair. This is Lindsay Aliseo. Today, we are going to be having fun with lasers. But first, I want to talk about the C word. Collagen, ladies. I want to talk about collagen. Okay, so the reason I want to get into collagen this early in the Beauty Affair episodes is because you're going to hear me speak about it all the time because it's so important to our skin. You would be surprised how many people I speak to about beauty, skincare products, services that don't understand what collagen is and what it does for us. So, what is it and why do we need it? Collagen is a protein that is found all over our bodies, in our bones, in our muscles, connective tissue, and it is found abundantly in our skin. In fact, 70% of our dermis is made up of collagen. Our dermis is the second major layer in our skin. Now, to make you understand really what collagen does for us, I have a little story. So I think collagen act as the bones of our skin. If you think about your body and you think about the bones inside of your body, they give you structure. They give your body structure. They hold your body up together, straight and tall, keep it firm, right? If you didn't have bones in your body, it would be flippity, floppity, and wrinkly. So now back to our skin. If the collagen is the bones, quote unquote, of your skin, of the dermis, the collagen is actually like a pillar and it's holding up that layer from the top to the bottom. And there's a whole bunch of strands of it. And it is a building block. So now think about this. If you don't have collagen or you lose collagen or your collagen starts to get weak, what's going to happen to your skin? You're going to get peaks and valleys. And what are peaks and valleys? Ladies, those are fine lines and wrinkles. We don't want those. So, collagen gives you that plump, smooth, firm look on your skin. This is why we love collagen. This is why you will hear me talk about stimulating your collagen all the time. Okay, so here's an interesting fact that I actually only learned while doing some research. In your 20s, as early as in your 20s, you can start losing 1% of collagen a year, right? So let's say I am 43 years old. Let's do the math. I'm 43 years old. Let's say I started losing collagen at 23. 20 years, 20%. And that's naturally. Okay, so let's say I've lost 20% of my collagen. I used to be a smoker. Do you know what smoking does to your collagen? Not good. It breaks it down. And I used to be a lifeguard, a sun goddess. Collagen is broken down by UV light. UV gets in there. It actually breaks down your collagen. Not only that, it actually speaks to the fibroblasts, which are the connective tissue that creates the collagen, and says, slow down production of collagen. So, we don't want to be in the sun anymore. That trend is over, ladies. It's over. Break up with the sun and you will have better skin. So what can we do? We need a daily sunscreen. We need a safe daily sunscreen added to our skincare regimen in the morning. And by the way, sunscreens always last, okay? It's always on the top layer. So if you're looking for a safe daily sunscreen, and when I say safe daily sunscreen, You need a sunscreen that does not contain oxybenzone, homosalate, and octocrylene. I know, say that 5 times fast. So these are the 3 major, and by the way, they're not the only ones. The 3 major ingredients, chemicals that go into sunscreen, most sunscreens, that are toxic and that are found at way too high percentages in your sunscreen. So I have already done the homework for you. I found a daily sunscreen, perfect for that everyday use on your beautiful face. It is called CeraVe Hydrating Mineral Sunscreen, and it has SPF 30. It has a little bit of a skin tint in it, and it's good for all skin types and all skin tones. And because I have already done the homework for you, I would love if you use my referral link to purchase your CeraVe Hydrating Mineral Sunscreen. And of course, you can find my referral link, which will help me fund this podcast, and I would be very appreciative, by going to beautyaffairpod.com. Okay, guess what I am going to blow up on Ingredient Bomb next week? Yes, ma'am. I am going to be dissecting the ingredients in sunscreen. So stay tuned for that, and I will get you all of that good stuff. I would like to hear from you. I would like to hear what ingredients you would like to see me blow up this season on Ingredient Bomb. So jump over to my group on Facebook. It's called Beauty by Aliseo, Long Island Lash Queens, and vote. So my guests will be joining us in just a few moments. But first, dun, da, da, I would like to discuss Beauty Affair, the event. So I am, for those of you that are following me, you've definitely heard me speak about this before. I am putting on the beauty event of the year. It is called Beauty Event. It is called Beauty Affair. And I have top-notch sponsors. I have the top of the beauty industry here on Long Island that will be at this event. It's an event you do not want to miss. And guess what? I have Shop Pay on the website. Shop Pay, you can buy now, pay later. Beauty Affair, a chic hip-hop brunch with over $10,000 in beauty giveaways, featuring celebrity guest Sonja Morgan. Guys, I have a mimosa bar, a Bloody Mary bar. There's going to be a beautiful brunch buffet, and it all starts at noon on May 22nd. Get your tickets now. VIP tickets mean you can hang with Sonja. beautyaffairli.com. I'll see you guys soon. Today, we are speaking with the founder of Permanent Touch Cosmetics and Medical Aesthetics. She is a powerhouse with facial and body rejuvenation laser technology. Her name, Sharon Grasso. Sharon is a beauty expert with over 25 years of experience in aesthetics, permanent makeup, and in the plastic surgery arena. She is the master at Sciton Technology here on Long Island and has become the leading certified practitioner of their Forever Young BBL laser treatments. Welcome, Sharon. Thank you for being my very first guest.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here, and I think this is awesome.
Yay! Do you love my leopard couch?
I love the leopard couch. I'm so glad that I wore something that didn't just kind of flash. Yes.
Wonderful. Okay, I love that Permanent Touch Cosmetics is going to be a big part of the Beauty Affair event this year. And I have already started prepping my Forever Young party skin. With your help, of course.
And we're happy to do it.
Yes. So the past couple of years have really woken me up to my face and my skin. And as we said, you have helped me with that tremendously. A little over a year ago, I could not have imagined that my skin would be this vibrant and youthful looking from where it was a year ago, Sharon. Mm-hmm. What you did is insane. And we are going to get into that. So with this new age of video chats and Zoom meetings being a major part of our lifestyles, I mean, what's going on? What are you seeing?
So what we're seeing a lot of with Zoom, as you said, we're all of a sudden seeing people on these meetings and they're looking at themselves when they animate. So what did we not used to do when we were in person or on the phone? We didn't see ourselves speak. So when people sit down in my chair, they look in the mirror and they say, well, you know, I kind of see this or that, but they're not talking. All of a sudden, we're looking at ourselves, because I know even me on a Zoom, I'm looking at everyone, but I'm kind of looking at myself. You see the things, the faces you make. You didn't realize, well, I raise my eyebrow here and I get a line here. You know, the corner of my mouth turns down here. We're looking at ourselves constantly, whereas before, we were looking in the mirror maybe a lot, but we're seeing different things. So
Yes.
Zoom,
So now everyone's actually really tuned in to
A lot more.
the spots. They can probably draw it without looking at this point, right? On a
Well,
piece
it's the spots, it's the melasma, it's the rosacea, it's the things that have been exacerbated by mask wearing, because when we're leaving the house, we're wearing a mask. If we have a skin condition, quite often it's exacerbated, whether it's acne, you know, you take off the mask, your skin feels, you know, you've broken out. There are other skin conditions that have been brought out even more because we had to wear the masks,
and the
of course.
moisture, right? Staying
The
in
moisture, the sweat, the lipstick that people inevitably put on, the lipstick and the
I know.
foundation, even though we knew that no one could see it, we put it on anyway. All of those things.
there. Yeah. So we're seeing our faces in a different light, essentially. And now it is the spring, and masks are off, aren't they?
Goodness. Thank
So here, what kind of questions are you seeing in your inbox?
We are seeing a lot of questions about melasma, which is one of the most difficult conditions to treat. And I just said this to a client this morning. It really is the condition people hate the most. I look at a client that has melasma and I say, it really doesn't look that bad. I know you want to treat it and we're going to. And thank goodness we now have tools that we never had in the past, and we can get into that. But when people have melasma, they're so super self-conscious about it. I remember many years ago, people called it the pregnancy mask. Hormonally driven, comes from the inside out, which makes it that more difficult to treat because we can do these amazing things on the surface, and we can and we do, but one day with a lot of sun, one vacation in a really hot climate, it can come back with a vengeance. And you know, so the treatments are great, but we have to be very careful. We need that client compliance, that client cooperation to stay on the right path, just like staying out of the sun for sunspots.
Yeah, well, then this is why I broke up with the sun.
Thank goodness. Me
I
too.
know. So you have to. I mean, what is Forever Young BBL, and how long has it been around?
So I started working with Cyton Technology. Cyton is the creator of Forever Young BBL, or broadband light. So think of broadband light. Most people have heard of intense pulse light. So this is in the same family, but in my opinion, way better, way more intense. It has a number of different wavelengths that have the ability to address many things in the first 5 layers of dermis, of epidermis, as well as deep dermis. So Forever Young BBL was made famous by a study conducted at Stanford University, headed up by a Dr. Patrick Bitter, a California-based dermatologist. Myself and my estheticians have done preceptorships under him. What they found, scientifically proved, that the genetics inside the cells appear 9 to 10 years younger after having been treated with this visible light source. So we actually see the skin not only appear younger, but behave younger. In addition to Forever Young BBL, we can treat reds and browns and epidermal melasma and rosacea and acne and all of these things. But by extension, we're getting the Forever Young BBL effect because we're stimulating collagen production. So that's what Forever Young BBL is and how we came to it.
Okay. Well, how about this? Can I get rid of all my dark spots in one shot? I mean, how many treatments does it usually take to reduce these dark spots on our faces?
And so that is another big question, you know, depending on what it is. So there is no one size fits all. We like to say that this is low level energy. This is gentle. This is non-ablative. So we never break the skin. We don't make you bleed. Low level energy and cumulative treatment. So it depends on what the origin of that chromophore or hyperpigmentation is. If it's a superficial sunspot, one treatment has done amazing wonders. I've seen people
I've seen it on mine too. Yeah.
night and day.
Yeah.
If it's melasma, it can be, a little more involved and take a little longer.
Yeah, I've seen it. I mean, even with you treating my own skin, I notice the first treatment, a lot of the brown spots or darker spots are gone. And after the second or third treatment, the deeper and the darker ones are gone. It's just an amazing technology.
It is. And so I've partnered and work exclusively with Cyton Technology. Their hashtag is because results matter, and they really do. And when I treat with this technology, I really feel so confident, and I've built my business on delivering the result, right? We want to, when we speak to someone and we promise them a result, and by the way, there's no guarantees. People's skin can react differently to different things. I can promise you it's safe. I can promise you that this historically has been our pattern of results. People respond differently, but for the most part, we know that when we're working with this technology, it's tried and true, it's scientifically proven, it's going to work, and everybody's skin starts to look younger, whether or not we get off every brown spot. But as you mentioned, some are deep, some are superficial, so they can take, a different amount or type of treatment to have that end result.
Okay. Now, what if I want to prevent old lady hands? Or if I want, I don't know.
Décolletage?
Yes, the décolletage. I love that word. What about my arms and my shoulder? I mean, can we do other parts of the body with BBL laser technology?
We certainly can, and one of the things that we are so super excited about, we were the first practice in the New York tri-state area to introduce Cyton's M-Joule system. It's the first ever in-motion visible light source. So instead of a 1-second pulse. So historically, intense pulse light or broadband light procedures were done 1 pulse per second. So imagine laying energy, pop, 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 a little bit of an overlap, covering all the ground beautifully. However, it would take a long time to do large areas because we're getting that anti-aging appearance to the skin. People truly wanted it everywhere else.
Bathe in it.
Bathe in it, yeah. So in came Cyton with their in-motion technology. We are now pulsing 4 pulses per second with 3 times the cooling. So what does that mean? That means that HERO stands for high energy, rapid output. So we can now pulse that laser at 4 pulses per second, slide down an entire arm, décolleté, 1.5 minutes, arms, 3 or 4 minutes. We can effectively treat an entire body in under 45 minutes. We've never had anything like this before in our industry. And one of the things that we really started bringing attention to as technology evolves. So when I started in 1995 in a plastic surgery practice as an aesthetic consultant, we didn't have lasers. Right around 2005, 2006, when I got involved with Cyton, lasers were becoming a thing. Technology has evolved. So have the clients. They want more. They see, more. Our lifestyles have changed. So when we have this younger appearance from the neck up, now we notice the chest. Now we notice the hands. Now a little bit of the crepey skin here. As you mentioned, collagen breaks down at about 1% a year, starting at a very young age. So this changes the way we age. This, with no question, if you look at the pictures, we look younger when we're treating. So now we can effectively treat anywhere on the body. The intensity of the pulses, your skin is completely protected because we have 3 times the cooling, but we're pulsing so quickly that we can get to those stubborn brown spots that you see on people's legs,
Oh, yeah, I have
the back,
those.
the shoulders. Well, we're going to take care of those, Lindsay.
Yes, come on, Sharon.
And the more clarity, that porcelain appearance, we look younger, and the skin behaves younger.
Porcelain. See, that's what I say. I feel like I'm turning into a porcelain doll with this. It's amazing.
You're my poster child. Of
Thank
course you are.
It's completely amazing. And just FYI for those of you listening and watching, Sharon is exclusively. I am exclusive with her with my skin at the moment. Nothing else is being done. I changed my skincare regimen and I started seeing Sharon for these BBLs and Moxies. And I stayed out of the sun. I broke up with the sun. And this is an exclusive relationship that I have, which shows the efficacy of the product, of the laser. I mean, really.
Thank you.
Because if you look at my pictures, and I know most of you have seen my pictures, but you can go to my Facebook group. It's insane. The dullness and orange, like the yellowness of my skin to what it looks like now is completely insane, right?
And this is really consistent. We need collagen. Like you were saying, we need collagen, and the sun and cigarette smoking and just the environment, the things we eat, the things we put on our skin, it all matters.
Yeah.
So when we reverse that process, we see a dramatic difference.
Of course. And that brings me to, I mean, we did touch on this a little bit. The main benefit I think that most people are looking for when they come to you for a BBL is the reducing of those dark spots, the hyperpigmentation, melasma. But my favorite benefit at this point, because most of my spots are gone. So now I'm coming to see you for, obviously I want to keep up with it. But my favorite thing is it stimulates the collagen, ladies.
Collagen.
I mean, if you look at pictures of my eye alone, and you look at the skin around my eye, and it actually looks tighter. I haven't done any, yes, I had an upper bleph, which is the upper eyelid. I didn't do anything under my eyes. I have not done anything except for Sharon's treatments, Sharon's laser, and changing my skincare routine. And that's it. And I can't even believe the difference. It's amazing.
It's a dramatic difference.
It's that collagen.
It's like saying if someone starts working out, if we're doing absolutely nothing to stimulate our muscle and muscle reproduction, muscle fibers, and then you start going to the gym and drinking lots of water, the skin is our largest organ. We need to stimulate that collagen, and everything changes, right? And I also find that people are, once they've committed to the right type of skincare or, a process like this, they are more compliant in terms of using sunscreen, the right sunscreen, as you discussed, staying out of the sun. Those things make such a dramatic difference. We really need that partnership between the client and the practitioner to have that dramatic difference, have it last, and the results speak for themselves.
They really do speak for themselves. So, okay, let me find my place here because I have so many good questions. I don't want to skip anything. Okay, so you did touch on also Hero and Moxie. Are Hero and Moxie add-ons to a BBL treatment, or are they separate treatments of their own? And the big question, do they stimulate even more collagen, Sharon?
They do. And so that's another question I get a lot. So BBL stands for broadband light, and it speaks of the platform itself, broadband light. So that's what BBL is. It's the technology broadband light. Broadband light Hero is high energy rapid output. So it's the ability to use those pulses in a more rapid manner, multiple pulses per second. So that would be BBL. Now, a common misconception, all of this technology falls under kind of the umbrella of laser, right? It's, laser, aesthetic lasers. Broadband light is a visible light source, as is intense pulse light. They're not lasers. A laser is a single beam of colorless light that's attracted to water, okay?
Interesting.
Whereas broadband light is attracted to pigment. Right? So think of it as BBL or photo rejuvenation with BBL, whether we're using Hero mode or, the old school BBL, which is still super effective. Yes. That is treating your skin from the inside out. We're stimulating collagen and seeing different, in the color spectrum, reds, browns, fine lines, wrinkles, pores. We're treating that from the inside out and making the skin behave younger in that way. Moxie, so it's a platform, the M-Joule, which is our newest system, BBL Hero on one side, the laser, Moxie, on the other side is a 1927 wavelength. That's a laser, okay? Safe for all skin types. Year-round, it doesn't care. We don't want you tan, but it doesn't care what skin tone you are. Whereas broadband light is then attracted to pigment, so we need to be careful with certain settings and, how dark the skin is, so we have to treat in a different way.
Yes.
So BBL and skin tight, which is a function of BBL, which we can talk about, that addresses the dermal layer. Broadband light photo rejuvenation treats the first 5 layers of epidermis. Moxie is a micro laser peel that is fine-tuned. It will not pierce the dermis, meaning it's completely non-ablative.
So it doesn't even go past that first major layer.
It will never make you bleed. So when we're only working in the the epidermal layer, we will not draw blood. We're not worried about infection. We're keeping things completely safe. So when you have that stimulation from the inside out, then we come along and we do this Moxie treatment. Think of Moxie as creating little deposits of collagen in your bank of collagen that you will draw on for the rest of your life. So
I like that.
micro channels, thousands and thousands of microscopic channels created with this little very safe laser. And then you'll get what they call MENS. MENS stands for microscopic epidermal necrotic debris. Say that fast 5 times. What that is, microscopic, epidermal, outer layers, necrotic, dead debris. So you look a little red after a treatment, no blood, no blistering, non-ablative. You can put makeup on immediately if you need to, a mask if you need to. We still have many people that are in healthcare and they're needing to see. You can put that on right away. Red for a day or so, looking kind of like a sunburn. And then you'll start to see what looks like coffee grinds. That's those are those microscopic little, debris. Skin feels kind of sandpapery to the touch.
Yeah, that's what I had. It felt a little sandpapery.
It's attracted to water, not pigment. So with BBL, we can bring a lot of this darkness to the surface.
And then Moxie wraps it up.
Moxie's going to wrap it up and tie it together.
Perfect.
So it's going to address the lighter spots that BBL couldn't necessarily see. And one of the questions asked very commonly, can we do them together? So my answer is yes, 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 please do. We do cardio, we warm up, then we lift weights. Maybe we use a kettlebell. Maybe we do some stretching. Better to be done together.
They
can be done
complement
apart.
each other.
They do. They do. They can be done separately, but
why? Right?
well, it depends on the client.
Okay.
Yeah, there are a lot of reasons, and I always have people send in photos and consult with them extensively, at least virtually, before we bring them in.
So you know what you're doing.
We want to know if they're the right candidate. We want to know if their expectations are realistic. We need to talk about that.
That's a good point.
We want to know if there are contraindications. Have you been on Accutane in the past year? Because if so, no. Right? Certain medications, tetracycline, anything that makes you photosensitive can be a contraindication for a period of time. So we want to talk about that.
So you just brought something up that I didn't even have on my list of questions here. As far as if you have Botox and fillers, can you do Botox? Can you have Botox and fillers and then get a BBL Moxie?
So you absolutely can, and most of our clients do. We say that you can get Botox and fillers almost immediately after a treatment, no problem. But I'd like at least 10 days after getting your product or your Botox before you come see us. Just like we don't want to lay down flat for 4 hours after Botox. We don't want to put extreme heat over a brand new product. So just as good practice, we prefer 10 days before a treatment or a few days after. And by the way, just to bring up an interesting point.
What?
We're seeing things, so I watch trends as an aesthetic consultant for many years. We are trending away from extra filler, pillow face, a lot of filler that was a thing for a while.
Muppet face.
Well,
no,
so
hashtag no Muppet face.
and we can talk about exactly where that came from, and you'll laugh, but that's for another conversation. So being that we're on camera, pillow face is on its way out.
Thank God.
Aesthetic laser treatments, more natural, things that naturally induce collagen are a really big deal. That's what I think we're going to start seeing our industry going in that direction. Even big brows were a big thing for a while. I think we're going to start seeing that back off. I think we're going to go to the gold standard of cosmetic surgery, because sometimes a really good facelift looks better than a whole lot of filler.
Oh, absolutely.
Done properly, because the skin needs to match the aesthetic of the facelift. If you have old, dark spots and skin that looks like you have safety pins behind your ears, that doesn't work. We want that young, natural, viable, pretty skin like you have.
The whole package. You have to do the whole package together. You can't just do the facelift or just do the skin or the whole thing.
And guess what? When we have more collagen, we heal more quickly. So even if we're thinking about that surgical procedure, which is fine, there's an age when that is called for. Absolutely. I'm all about that. The more collagen you have, the better you heal. BBL addresses vascular lesions and redness. It helps with bruising. So we can see a patient not that long after a surgical procedure and help them heal.
I wonder if that is the reason that I healed so quickly with my upper blepharoplasty. I wonder. One of the reasons.
Not a physician and couldn't speak to that,
of course. But I'm just food for thought, something to think
certainly
about.
Could be.
Yeah. So, okay. Let's get into this. So I get tons of questions about my skin every day because it's looking so fabulous. I'm always explaining how you pioneered the protocols for this technology and you have fine-tuned them to perfection. Can you explain what that means to fine-tune protocols?
Absolutely.
How does that separate you from the guy down the block doing BBLs?
So I think the main thing, as with anything, you have to kind of hone in on your trade and what works and watch very closely. So the basic protocol may be, treatments with these settings, a certain amount of treatments. But then we see, well, if we change the settings a little and then we do an extra treatment or we, for melasma, we want to do it this way at this setting, and we watch very closely and we have a secret sauce for what works. And it really works, and it really makes a difference. And I think, like anything else, this is advanced laser technology. You need to have experience, and that does come with working. So, you do need to everyone needs to learn, but you fine-tune things as you go, like with anything else. And we have come up with protocols that work so phenomenal. If you look at the pictures, they're so consistent, and consistency is key. Why? Because we're watching, well, this skin type with this skin condition works best with these settings, and my estheticians have learned exactly, we know exactly what's right for what person, and this is why we have all of that talk before and a number of treatments, and they're cumulative. So it's just the secret sauce.
Well, with that being said, you just mentioned your estheticians, your laser technicians, who I love those girls so much. Are all laser technicians created equal?
So it's a great question. And eventually, if they're trained properly, so I think the question is, are all lasers created equal? So the lasers themselves are only as good as the technicians behind them. So how do we create those technicians? I think we need to train them the right way. I think we need to share our knowledge. I think we need to be open to answering questions within our family of aesthetic practitioners. And I think people need to be open to listening and learning. And, so the answer is technology may be created a certain way and it may be great, but it's only as good as the technician behind the system.
Which makes perfect sense. And I think that's something that everybody should remember when going to get your BBL laser treatment. So let's see. I think we might have answered this question. Oh, no, we didn't really. Kind of. Let's just touch on it a little bit.
Okay.
I think we did, but how does BBL, Hero, and Moxie compare to other laser treatments on the market? And before I even let you answer that, I can personally say, before I came to you, before the pandemic, I did do some sort of an IPL treatment. And as you know, and I've mentioned before, I have seborrheic dermatitis, which is a miserable skin disease.
I remember when you came to us.
Oh, God, remember how bad that was? And it made it pop out. It made it worse. Was it the technician? I don't know. Was it the laser itself? Was it the IPL? But how does this, because I don't break out. I haven't had a flare since we started doing this.
So I think we're back to the training of the technician behind the system. If we see, at least within my practice, anything that is the least bit questionable, irritated, flared up in any way, we're in-house with 4 surgeons and a board-certified dermatologist. We want that dermatologist to look at you, and I think we had this conversation with you.
She came in, yep.
You don't treat skin that's already inflamed unless we are specifically there to treat that condition as directed by a doctor. There's a difference between a medical condition that needs treatment and an aesthetic laser treatment to remove brown spots. Or so anyone that has a flare-up of anything, you really have to know what you're doing. You can't just put that person in the chair with a flare-up and do a photofacial. I don't know.
No, it's scary. That's a scary thought.
Which segues into a different conversation.
I know.
So I don't know why you flared up.
I know. But how does the BBL in general, without my disease, how does BBL Hero and Moxie compare to other treatments on the market?
So listen, we're going to love what we have within our wheelhouse to offer. Cyton is known as the Rolls Royce of lasers, and I choose to work with them because of, results matter. How does it compare? I have found it to be the best. I have found the results to be the best. I can't speak to, other technology and exactly what it does, but I can say that I see a number of people that have been treated with other technology that come to us, and our client retention is tremendous because people are happy. They stay happy. We put them on the protocols that work, as discussed. We then put them on maintenance treatments. We individualize for each person. There are some standard protocols, but I think that's super important. So how does it compare? I mean, what to what? We have to look at,
Yeah, that's true. It is the best as far as, and I can say that because I have, it is the best. I've tried other things. In my opinion, it is the best. So we're getting to the end here, Sharon. If you would like to dive in and learn more about Sharon's lasers, you can find some interesting articles. You have some good articles out there written about you.
Thank you.
Linked on beautyaffairpod.com. Sharon, if people are interested in this skin overhaul technology, how can they reach you?
They can visit our Instagram page, which is Permanent Touch Cosmetics, as well as our website, which is Permanent Touch Cosmetics. They can Google Sharon Grasso. That'll all pop up. Phone number is right there. I take almost all of these calls myself. I started my business on my cell phone in 1995. And I never changed it. So please don't call me at 3 a.m. But other than that, call me, text me, email me questions. I am always here. And I enjoy this. I'm very passionate about it. I'm happy to answer. And even if it's something that I'm not doing, if it's not BBL, if you've had a problem with something or you're trying something, but you think I may know a lot about it, I'm happy to answer as many questions as I can, as best as I can.
I love that.
So do use me as a resource.
Very hands-on. I love that. So I'm actually gonna post Sharon's cell phone that you can text her on beautyaffairpod.com, and you can text her a picture, right? A clean face. Use natural sunlight in the background. No sun behind you. Text her the picture. Mention. What are we doing here?
Lindsay.
Mention Beauty Fair, mention Lindsay. And what are we doing, Sharon? You are going to be giving one free BBL on the chest with any purchase, right?
Any purchase that originates from Lindsay is going to get one free BBL on the chest.
First-time customers.
First-time customers, not to be combined with any other. BBL for the chest, again, if it's just sun damage, it can be a tremendous difference. It's a $600 value, and that is
thank you, Sharon,
just because of the launch and how excited I am to work with you.
Oh my gosh, and I am so excited. I was so excited that we became friends.
Me too.
I've found I'm enjoying our budding friendship.
Me too. I agree.
Yes. So you're gonna text her. Don't forget to mention Beauty Affair for your freebie with purchase. Sharon Grasso, thank you so much for joining me today and being my very first guest.
So excited. Thank you for having me. I love to be here.
And I will definitely have you back. We have to talk about the permanent makeup and the nanoblading next, right?
Oh, that's a big deal. Yes.
I know. That's a whole episode. We didn't have time today.
I look forward to it.
All right.
Okay.
I believe that we have adequately enlightened my audience to the non-ablative laser option that Sharon provides. I am expecting to see more forever young faces around here in the near future. We have run out of time for this beauty affair. Remember, beauty is personal. Your skin wardrobe is going to be different than the person sitting next to you. Please always use your beauty products responsibly. Guys, don't forget, go to beautyaffairli.com to grab your Beauty Affair event tickets. They are on sale now, and they will sell out quickly. I love you. I appreciate you. And have a fabulous rest of your day. Follow, subscribe, like, laugh, love. Don't forget to share. This is Beauty Affair with Lindsay Aliseo.